so good evening, welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 11:52 in the afternoon, in the evening, right now, and today is May 4th, 2025. I'm going to continue in a bit. I'll just find the pages where the last pages that I've read for you. So, sandali lang. Teka lang. To continue, guys. So, natutulog na. Hindi ko alam kung naririnig nyo. We're reading page 209 and 210 of the book Mastery. So, tapusin natin to kasi, of course, late na tayo ng kalahating taon. Mag-June na kasi. So, let's just continue from the last time. It's been a while. I've been wrapping up things and, do a lot of cleansing, clearing, cleaning, and decluttering. Kasi I'm going to, there will be a lot of changes in the next few months. So, like, the changes that is unstoppable. So, a person who would take up an instrument and try to express these quality right away would only produce noise. Wait lang Nag-flicker yung ilaw. I don't know why. So, jazz or any other musical form is a language with conversations and vocabulary. And so the extreme paradox is that those who impress the most with their individuality, John Coltrane, at the top, are the ones who first completely submerge their character in a long apprenticeship. In Coltrane's case, this process can be broken up neatly. Just over 10 years of an intense apprenticeship, followed by 10 years of perhaps the most amazing creative explosion in modern music up until his death. So, hayaan nyo na muna yung ilaw. Hindi ko alam why is it like that. So, by spending so long learning structure, developing technique, and absorbing every possible style and way of playing, Coltrane built up a vast vocabulary. Once all of these became nakakasar. Wait lang Yan. So, kahapon nag-flicker yung light natin. So, hindi ko na siya natapos. And I went, I have to sleep because, the next day is gonna be Monday, which is today. So, ayan, we'll just continue, reading. So, makaka-focus na kayo sa akin ngayon kasi I'm more grounded, more focused, and more attentive to you guys. So, once all of this become hardwired into his nervous system, his mind could focus on higher things at an increasingly rapid pace. He could bend all of the techniques he had learned into something more personal. And being so open to exploring and trying things out, he could discover in a serendipitous fashion those musical ideas that suited him. With all that he had learned and mastered, he could combine ideas and styles in unique ways by being patient and following the process. Individually, expression flowed out of him naturally. He personalized every genre he worked in, from blues to Broadway show tunes. His authentic voice, with its anxious, urgent tone, was a reflection of his uniqueness at birth and came to him in a lengthy, organic process. by expressing his deepest self and his most uh, uh, deepest, wait lang, I am lost, guys. I'm overthinking about the many changes that will occur soon. So, wala na atrasan to. So, ayan. His authentic voice with its anxious, urgent tone was a reflection of his uniqueness at birth and came to him in a lengthy organic process. By expressing his deepest self and his most primal emotions, he created a visceral effect on listeners. Understand, the greatest impediment to creativity is your impatience, the almost inevitable desire to hurry up the process, express something, and make a splash. What happens in such a case is that you do not master the basics. You have no real vocabulary at your disposal. What you what what you mistake for being creative and distinctive is more likely an imitation of other people's style or personal rantings that do not really express anything. Audiences, however, are hard to fool. They feel the lack of rigor, the imitative quality, the urge to get attention, and they turn their backs or give the mildest praise that quickly passes. The best route is to follow Coltrane and to love learning for its own sake. You really have to love learning, guys. Um, not you just you need to try and try many different things all not naman all at once. Kapag multitasker ka like myself, you can do it. But unfortunately, some people are like you need to be fixated onto something in order for it to uh, to become big, to prosper. Ganon, diba? So, there's nothing wrong with that. Iba-iba lang talaga tayo ng strength when it comes to, our uh, path. So, anyone would spend 10 years absorbing the techniques and conventions of their field, trying them out, mastering them, exploring and personalizing them, would inevitably find their authentic voice and give birth to something unique and expressive. But for me, myself, and I think I have mastered many things from my industry. Not the report thing, not the reporting part. I mean, the document thing is so annoying. Let's not focus on that. We're on to number 2, guys. The fact of great yield. Yan, makinig kayo sa akin. Yan. So, for as long as he can remember, V.S. Ramachandran has been fascinated by any kind of strange phenomenon in nature. As narrated, at a very young age, he began collecting seashells from beaches near his home in Madras and researching the subject. His attention was drawn to the most peculiar varieties of seashells, such as the carnivorous murex. Diba? At this point of time dito sa country ko, who would do that? Diba? We are so like yung lack mentality of a lot of people that are living in here is just damn too much. Like, it's really hard to rewire their brain because like it's like the lack mentality has been embedded deep into their core that it's hard to really to awaken them. But it's not our job, diba? The awaken will awaken, and the people who are meant to stay where they are will eventually be, they're still there, stagnant. Unfortunately, it's like that. Unless they have done the work. It's always been the work. I mean, I know that we can get things easily, but iba pa rin kasi when you put on the work and the fruits of it will eventually come later. I mean, it's the harvest, diba? So soon he added these unusual specimens to his collection. As he got older, he transferred this interest to abnormal phenomena in chemistry, astronomy, and human anatomy. Perhaps he intuited that these anomalies fulfilled some kind of purpose in nature, that what what does not fit the pattern is something interesting to tell us. Perhaps he felt that he himself, with his passion for science when other boys were attracted to sports or games, was a bit of an anomaly as well. In any event, as he matured, his attraction to the bizarre and abnormal only grew. Yan. So, okay lang kayo guys. Focus. In the 1980s, a professor of visual psychology at the University of California in San Diego, he came upon a phenomenon that appealed to his interest in anomalies in the deepest way, that so-called phantom limb syndrome. In this case, people who have had a limb amputated continue to experience sensation and pain where the limb used to be. In his research as a visual psychologist, Ramakandran had specialized in optical illusions, instances in which the brain would incorrectly fill in information from what the eyes had processed. Phantom limbs represented an optical illusion on a much larger scale. With the brain supplying sensation where there could be none, why would the brain send such signals? What does such a phenomenon tell us about the brain in general? And why were there so few people interested in this truly bizarre condition? He became obsessed with these questions and read everything he could about the subject. Okay na kayo guys. We're almost done. So, kumalma ang inyong mga sarili. One day in 1991, he read about an experiment conducted by Dr. Timothy Pons of the National Institute of Health that astounded him with its possible ramifications. Pons' experiment was based on research from the 1950s, in which the Canadian neurosurgeon Walter Penfold had been able to map the ideas of the human brain that regulates sensation in various body parts. These maps ended up being applicable to primates as well. In Pons' experiment, he worked with monkeys whose nerve fibers from the brain to one arm had been served. So, yan guys. And testing out the map of their brains, Pons discovered that when he touched the hand of the dead arm, there was no activity in the corresponding part of the brain as expected. But when he touches their faces, suddenly the cells in the brain that correspond to the dead hand began to fire rapidly in addition to those of the face. The nerve cells in the brain that govern sensation in the hand had somehow migrated to the area of the face. It was impossible to know for sure, but it seemed that these monkeys were experiencing sensation in the dead hand when their faces were touched. Ayan, so thank you for having me tonight. Ayan guys, I want you all to take care of yourselves. Kung wala naman sa inyong nag-aalaga, yan, diba? So, ako, I need to focus all my, energy to something that is fruitful and, something that is more aligned to my values and morals and values. So, yan. So, thank you guys for listening, and thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Also, I don't care if I'm being watched by 2-person, 3-person, tens, hundreds, or maybe tomorrow 1,000 people. So, basta ako, I'm truly grateful that I have here. Now I can speak a lot of anything that I want, because this is my channel. And you're, my supporters, you know that I care for you in the most dramatic way. So, Sige na guys, mamaya naman ulit. See ya!
Ya sin ritmo bailábamos los dos. Daba lo mismo saber quién eras vos, quién era yo. Y murmuraste sin saber muy bien por qué.